Hi guys, welcome back to the show. Today we're going to talk about something that I like. We're going to talk about weightlifting. We're going to talk about how weightlifting, or the sport of weightlifting, can be like investing. Coming up next, Firefighter Financial Toolbox. Okay, you're probably thinking, this guy's nuts. How can weightlifting be like investing? Well, it's got a few common things in it. You have to have motivation. You have to have dedication. You have to discipline yourself to stay on course to meet your goal. That's what investing is. Think about it. Motivation. You want to have enough money for retirement. Motivation in weightlifting. You want to lift the most weight you can. Dedication. You have to be constant. Money go from your check each month. You need to make sure you max out those Roth IRAs each year. You make sure you put your money away. Make sure if you have to forego some things so that you have the money to do it. Same thing in weightlifting. You have to set aside time to train every single day so that you get stronger and stronger and you can put up a big total. That takes discipline. Goals. We all have a goal, right? When I compete, my goal is to lift the most weight that I can and hopefully get on the podium and with a medal. Now, that doesn't always happen, but that's my goal. Now, what about in investing? Our goal, obviously, is to have enough money that when we retire, we can retire and not have to worry about running out of our money. So, here's the thing that's kind of another interesting facet in weightlifting, in the sport of weightlifting. Now, when I say weightlifting, a lot of you think the guy in the gym who's doing curls and look at himself in the mirror. That's not what I'm talking about. I compete in the sport of weightlifting. Weightlifting is two lifts, the snatch and the clean and jerk, which you could actually break into three separate lifts: the snatch, the clean, and the jerk. Now, when we train them, we train specifically for those three lifts. I train the snatch, I train the clean, I train the jerk. Each one has its own intricacies that I have to work about. So if I think about that like the investing, I can think about it as in I break in my portfolio into stocks, bonds, and cash. And each one has its own special things I need to learn so that I understand A, what's a good investment, what's not for a stock or for an ETF. What's a good investment for a bond fund or a bond? Is it good to have cash? And if so, what kind of interest rates do I want to make on my cash to make it worth keeping a lot of? Now, the same sort of things. In weightlifting, we limit the amount of different things we do. Now, we do different versions of the same thing, just like in investing. When I do snatch, some days I do power snatch, which means I don't go into a full squat. Sort of like whether I decide I want to invest in a mutual index fund or if I want to invest in an ETF. They're both the same thing. They're both investing in a pool of stocks to make me money, but they have different versions of it. Not unlike weightlifting. Now, in weightlifting, to get stronger, we use squats. We squat a lot in weightlifting because that's what makes our legs stronger. How do we do that in investing? We consistently invest. Just like I squat 3 days a week for weightlifting, I make sure that my money comes out of my check every 2 weeks, goes into my deferred compensation, my 457. I take a little money extra away and I put it into my emergency fund. For us, we max out our Roths at the beginning of the year, but we put that money into a cash fund so that when January 2nd comes around, we can max them out. We're keeping ourselves on track by consistently doing the work. And as long as you consistently do the work, you can get the benefit. Now, I realize some of these analogies are a little bit off the wall, particularly if you don't understand the sport of weightlifting, and I understand that. But I was thinking to myself the other day that, a lot of the mental things that I use for weightlifting, and believe it or not, it is quite mental. People think it's just lifting heavy stuff, but there's a lot of technique, and there's a big mental game when you get into a super heavy weight. Just like there's a big mental game when you see the stock market fall. So we're going to talk really quickly about that. Now, if you haven't seen a major correction, remember, we've been in a bull market since about late 2008, early 2009. So almost 10 years of pretty good returns. We haven't had any major pullbacks. A major pullback being they dropped more than 20%. Now, we did have a little bit of a hiccup at the end of 2018, and people got all worried about it. But it's already back. We haven't lost. The important thing to remember is we have to be disciplined enough to tell ourselves the stock market does go up and down. There are going to be losses. There may be years when we have losses. The important thing to do is keep investing. Your mind is telling you I have to sell because I don't want to lose any more money, but you're actually buying stocks on sale. And when it does turn around, you're going to benefit hugely. If you sell out when they're at the bottom, it's going to take years to make it up, you guys. Anyway, I hope you got something out of this video. I hope you enjoy the channel. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Tell me if you think I'm totally off base with this or if this is just crazy talk. Anyway, if you're on the job, stay safe. And we'll see you again on the next show. Thanks.